Alright, well, after the climatic events, that was the preview of Time Loop. We still are not done here. We still have like to distracted by something else happening on my tablet. Still have a tiny bit left. Well, I say a tiny bit. There's still 3.5 acts to go in this this series. Oh my god, my brain is not functioning properly. I'm pretty sure I this course. This in the Highlands because this isn't a real track, so we ain't seeing it in Project Cars 2. Maybe looking at what the hell? I think that was Buttercup Flavor reminding me, hey, dum-dum, look at the darn race, why don't you? I know that was her car. I know that Corvette engine anywhere. How many tires are already worn? Oh yeah, tire blankets. I turned those on so the cars wouldn't have to hold back off the line. I also didn't look at the starting grid. And Danny is on pole. And the less successful Powerpuff Girls started the second row. At the very highlighted front row. Yeah, undoubtedly Bubbles got the short end of the stick when it comes to car selection here. There's actually been some character implications that have been made from the different random characters appearing. But I think the biggest one of which is that it's kind of been revealed through this series. I don't know if you'd call this something that's like humorously canon or just something that I keep to myself. Alex, for all his deep, intense mysteries and all that, and his, you know, I am who I am and I'm not telling you who that is kind of personality. He's more here than just, he's here for more, I can't, words, help, I'm having a stroke. He's here for more than just to do his job. Of course, you know, Snow Track Challenge kind of proves that. I mean, he made something of a living off of doing, you know, extra stuff every time he gets off, you know, every time he goes off the ground. He has to do rotations, granted. It's also for boost, but he's gotten good at it, and there's multiple reasons for that, other than because of the incentive presented by Stunt Track Challenge to continue doing them. Also, hi X3, I've been paying no attention to the race there. Danny is currently escaping with this. Hi, Courage. The little house in the middle of nowhere up there. Penelope is trying to run away from Blossom. The The taste in old cars here, almost proving that youth is wasted on the young. Bubbles somehow does cling to 4th place for an entire lap. How long that is their future for, I couldn't really tell you, but I can't tell you, I probably can't imagine it's going to be for the whole race. Not with this guy battling with Madison for 5th. However, Twin Mill is here to interfere. And how well? We'll see. That's not how you do it well, though, right there. Just love seeing acronyms on the internet and you have absolutely no idea what the hell they mean. So that's just what I came into. I don't know if it's some sort of like exclusive thing, but I ran into the acronym SPNATI. I guess I could look it up. I don't really need to do more of that though. You'd think with all the straightaways here that XC3's car would actually kind of struggle. Apparently not. I guess XC3 doesn't like that concept of, like, difficulty. It's kind of just weird to me because when Vert had the same car, he never pulled up and he never pulled off in the way that XC3 has this act. And again, it's impressive though when you realize that these are largely the same cars. Like I've said before, minus like 5 or 6, every single car here has been against the same car. I mean, this one hasn't, and this one kinda hasn't, this one hasn't, and this one hasn't. But everything else has. The other 10 all have. Also, oh my god, Danny's in the next county. Oh my god. I'm just suddenly being deafened by a whatever kind of engine it is. I only guess a V6, but this is Reddit. Okay, so I'm trying to read the rest of this page, but it just isn't. Kind of terminology is that? Alright, let's see if I can look up now. Ah. You know... Okay, so get this. I'm looking to some point to look at. Basically looking at a bunch of Google images on like Fusion Fall stuff. Some of the artwork people do based around this game is interesting to look at. Not in the bad way, like I made it sound. Just like, I don't know. I'm not really an artistic person, but someone who is would probably get a pretty good kick out of what some people draw with this stuff. I mean, I guess that is what cartoons are for. They're literally made of and for drawing. And also, I should probably pay attention. I am a genius today. So, Reese Lightning is out of the race. I hope we can see what happened. Okay, we will. We're good to see what has happened, and okay, oh, Captain Falcon just dumped him. Oh, God, that's a wall. Oh, hi, Slide Out. Slide Out Sled had the best debut. I will not deny it. Well, yeah, Bubbles is way down. She's in 7th. However, the main thing actually becomes as Dexter just screeches past somebody. That was Butter. No, that was Governor, not Buttercup. Okay, well, that's not helping your cause any either, Buttercup. So anyway, get this. So I see this thing that mentions the Null Void disaster. I'm like, okay, maybe that's something that happened in Fusion Fall. Because I know there was more than one Fusion Fall game. There was the original, which was the MMORPG, and then after that they had Fusion Fall Heroes. Basically, it was a Diablo clone, and it was a terrible game because people just wanted the original back. And actually finally makes its way around Blossom. I don't know if I should be disappointed or surprised that it took that long. In XC3, that is, because the GTO, for its many glories in this series, is not a great car. But anyway, so I put Null Void Disaster. I put Null Void, and it came up Null Void Ben 10. I was like, okay, so if I put in Null Void Disaster, what comes up? Saving your real estate series. Oh my. I need help. I need help. I can't do anything. Saving your real estate sales contract from unforeseen disasters. The logical disaster of null. Does insurance void claims when a disaster emergency is declared? This has nothing to do with Ben 10. How does car insurance have anything to do with Ben 10? What in the heck? Also, Twin Mill will now also do the job in a much quicker fashion, unless Blossom does something nutty here, which looks like she is trying to do that. And I think she might have almost maybe done. I can't tell you. I think she might have done it. Maybe? She's still along the side of him. Twin Mill bumps the wall, I think, there. I don't think so, though. She does with the inside here, though. She has to brake too early. Nope, never mind. There goes Twin Mill. You almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that. Almost lost out to Madison, who held on as well. I don't know how she was still there. Blossom's apparently intimidated. She's like shaking in her car. Also, yes, the Ferrari GTO is a 3-speed, I'm pretty sure. Or no, I heard it shift, so it's a 4-speed. Madison would probably get the position because Blossom just bonked her head on the wall. Alright, now I go to Imola, and Twin Mill has... Oh yeah, Twin Mill had the points lead. I wasn't... God help me! I cannot do anything. Oh my god. I can't. I just can't at this point. Okay, now to look up while the game is loading, which is a better time to look it up than mid-race. What in the name of God does SPNATI stand for? You know what? I probably had that coming. Strip poker night at the inventory. Oh, that's really bad. It's bad in the context of it was fan art from Fusion Fall for Blossom, who's 14 in Fusion Fall. Strip poker night at the inventory. There is everything wrong with that. 14, not 18. I see this, and there's like a bunch of... Okay, so it's not actually people. It's characters. Okay, no, you do play the game, but the opponents are characters from various games and TV shows. So, for example, I'm looking here, well, this hasn't been in a while. June 2018 roster. Elizabeth from Bioshock, the Wii Fit trainer, Male Corrin, Gwen? Like Gwen Tennyson? Link, Chun-Li, Hermione, Kim, Diva from Overwatch, Raven, Samus from Metroid. But clearly something went awry, because June 2018 was the last time it was updated, and fun fact, it's not even 2018 anymore. I don't know if someone didn't know that, but... I mean, I think... Let's not skip the session. I mean, I think Blossom looks cool in Fusion Fall. I don't know if I would go that far. I'm not that much of a psycho. Speaking of Blossom, the other girls keep starting up front. XC3 has, you're not going anywhere there. You have to wait your turn there, XC3. No cutting through the line. I thought for a second Bubbles took the lead. No, but it's not impossible, because Burns' car is not much better than yours. However, nope, Captain Falcon is out of here. See you later. And he, blocks off people from, like, 8th on back. Buttercup is not pleased. Nor is XT3, because Twinmill just basically gained all of that points gap back, unless he gets run off the road while trying to pass somebody in that turn 3 and 4 there. Maybe 4 and 5, because it goes left, left, and then left, right again. So weird. Like, the page does warn, like, it's, you know, older audiences, and it's awesome. Just gets... No, never mind, that's not what awesome is. Twinmill is passing... Who did he pass? I'm confused! He passed somebody. He passed... Bubbles. Oh my god. This is probably some of my worst commentary. My brain is in a very different My brain is another castle. That is the only way that I can even describe this issue. Also, Blossom... What are you doing, Burn? Oh my god, where did this come from? The Countach is terrible! How are you doing that? I mean, it is Burn we're talking about, but there's gotta be limitations somewhere. And the governor is following right behind Blossom. Twinmill would like to keep that, would like to take the position, but wisely sees what's happened at this turn, doesn't go for it here. Kind of learning from Captain Falcon's endeavors in that section. Buttercup is so past him, I think, shortly before me mentioning him. Something has happened back there. Looks like XD3? No. Danny and Madison had a disagreement and nearly spun each other out by the looks of the dots, but they never hit each other, so I guess they just kind of spasmed or something. Penelope and So Fast, the other two of the 4 classic style cars in the race are in amongst fighting themselves. Twinmill still not able to get past the golden Tetrad driver, the one that is here. Which that actually just occurred to me. There's actually another reason why Blossom is actually driving that Ferrari GTO up there. And as I was trying to say in Black Cat County, but my brain just kind of turned itself off on me, that Alex has kind of grown a soft spot for the Powerpuff Girls. And don't take that out of context. Seriously, we already had the SPNATI incident. We don't need it again. Twinmill still not summoning the courage to challenge this 3rd position. But I don't think he necessarily has to. His main opposition is back here in 11th, 12th. He's not even really close to scoring points. So right now, Twinmill is automatically gaining 8 points. Governor apparently roughed up somebody to get to where he is. I don't know who that could have been. It might have been maybe Captain Falcon when he screwed up. Could also have been Bubbles, just got a little bit of burn damage. That wasn't Blossom. Speaking of Bubbles, she's actually still in 5th. I don't know how she's doing that. She is. The sarcastic brunettes are about to do battle as well. Penelope is just a version of Buttercup that can't fight and can't fly, but otherwise they're very similar in personality. Both very sarcastic, both slightly similar, and So Fast just yoinked that position with relative ease. Had to control the car, but well, if you look at the thing, I think So Fast is kind of used to that. The whole unwieldy automobile thing. Twinmill thought he had the run on the governor, and then immediately realized he apparently did not, and just canceled the transaction. Burn is actually not losing ground all that fast. Blossom has kind of hit a second wind now that she's gotten some space from the governor. Twinmill and So Fast are kind of keeping him at bay. Danny with the fastest lap of the race. That came out of nowhere. Penelope going for a move on Bubbles? No, you're not. That's not gonna work. Not from there. And Penelope is in a... This is just the sassy girl convention up here. Well, I say that Bubbles isn't really known for being sarcastic as much as Buttercup or Blossom is. She still can be a little bit of a nice girl, as it were. So Fast has claimed the position of Twin Mill. So that's 2 less points for him, 2 less points advantage gained over XT3. Burns' lap times have started to fall off a tiny bit, and that honestly didn't surprise me. The main thing, though, is how, if at all, will Blossom get around him. If we had a 6th lap, I would definitely not be surprised if Blossom caught him. Because, well, the lap time comparison is Blossom gained nearly a second. And, I imagine the Countach, the way that Burn drives that thing, he's probably not too good on the tires. Well, you can't see, however, unfortunately. I guess an idea of what all the cockpits look like. Very big difference, and then there really isn't one for So Fast. It's good timing here. We get to see an onboard view of an overtake down the front straightaway. Hell, if we had another lap, I think So Fast could probably try and take this if he got around Blossom in a good time frame. But I don't think that any of that's on the cards. You have Twin Mill and his, like, fancy modern sports car. Bubbles is almost verging on road going here at this thing, and then look at the rear view there. My god. Let's get a full idea of what this looks like from the inside. Twin Mill taking every line he can get his hands on to try and maneuver around the governor. So Fast is closed right up to Blossom. All that power in his car doesn't shock anyone, I don't think. Some interesting braking maneuvers there. I could definitely see the AI noticed they locked. They just started panicking, but it still worked. Blossom seems to be taking something of a conservative approach. And I kind of fear for Blossom that she may not keep that position because, well, So Fast, as we've seen, has made 2 different moves out of the final turn down the front straight. So Blossom needs a pretty good run out of those last corners if she hopes to stay ahead, and the Ferrari has some power, but it's nothing compared to the mighty acceleration of the Shelby Cobra. Exactly what makes this thing kind of a, not a one-trick pony, but kind of like a loose cannon, in a way. It can be very good if in the right hands. It's just not always so, because it's a little unwieldy, and even So Fast, as we can kind of see, has some problems keeping the thing completely at his hands. However, I do not think So Fast is close enough, and no, you'll just kind of sit back. Blossom will take 2nd place. A very classic front, very classic top 3 there. Poor Slide Out. This is not really the only car you can drive. There are no other rally cars in this game. Now we go to Barcelona. Twin Mill now has an 8-point lead over XT3 compared to the 2 we had before. And, well, it's really opened up between XT3 and anyone else. It's almost an entire race worth of points between XT3 and either of Buttercup or Danny. So back to the Blossom topic. I was distracted by the race actually getting interesting. Of course, like, you know, the girls were originally taken here by mistake, but over time, and especially when these drivers kind of saved their lives, they kind of start to not really grow attached, but, well, I could describe with Blossom and Alex. You kind of gained a fondness for these drivers. Especially with what happened to them during the invasion of Fuse. They kind of need another couple more look up to figures because they're kind of fresh out of them. Rubber tires on my toy truck here. It's a Mountain Dew beverage truck. You can see in like the dockyards. Got it from Menards because Grandma had me wait at the checkout for 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, well you're paying for that if you're gonna make me sit here. Quite literally paying for that. And they have started Vanellope way in the back, and they've definitely put Burn on hold here. Blossom and Bubbles share the front row this time. If Buttercup she could get in on a little bit of that action, but it is not to be. However, Blossom very skittish off the start. I think she almost stalled there, and so therefore automatically drops back to probably unreclaimable positions right there. Plus, Bubbles does like a mega job defending from these two, which I find that hard to believe. Blossom is within a distance of them, but I don't really think she can pass either one of them again. She can maybe get like third, because I'm pretty sure Bubbles will not stay in the lead for all that long. Not in this car. Maybe if she still had her crossbow, she would run away with it, but that car is not part of this group at all. That thing is like an Act 3 car. And this is kind of like Act 1 3/4, if you ask me. Act 2, arguably. Where this the road-going version of the Porsche came in, maybe Bubbles would have some chance of winning the race still. However, if that were the case, then XC3 would have basically probably clinched the championship by this point. So it's probably a good thing that that is not the case. Twin Mill is already fairly confident, but that confidence quickly withers as Bubbles just kind of blocks him off. I mean, I guess that's one way to stay in your position. Just block everything that even begins to happen. Buttercup is gaining some positions. She has XT3 for company though, because he actually lost places off the start. Similar to Blossom, but it's a little more shocking with XT3. You know, the guy's second in points. Well, it would seem Bubbles has held the lead for 1 lap. Can't you do 3 more? It doesn't look like it, because Twin Mill is already poised to take the position from her. And I don't think any amount of defense you can put up here will help your Bubbles. I think he's going to be ahead of you before you even get to the turn. So yeah. That is the game over. You fought valiantly. But this battle is over. I guess if nothing else, Bubbles, you can help your sister catch up so fast by then standing in his way, but I think so fast is probably a wee bit faster than her. And then not to mention too, she has her ex-boyfriend behind her. If she were real, she'd probably be giving me the look right now. I can almost feel it. Like the imaginary spirit of the character just giving me the look right now or something. Slideout is desperately clinging on to these points, but given what is behind him here, I don't think that's going to happen either. And Twin Mill is checked out. He didn't even bother with room service. He just checked right out of this hotel. It's like the Eagle song, but instead of California, it's the Hotel Catalunya. Blossom has a lot of pressure from behind now. She's got a... Well, now suddenly things have changed, and now she's got Danny on top of her instead of a Dexter. If I were Blossom, I would definitively prefer Dexter behind me. But Danny does kind of enjoy Buttercup as a person. They tend to bond over their similar upbringings, and they definitely have a similar personality of aggressive. Are you seriously going over there for that? Yeah, how about no? That is not going to fly. Suddenly, too, I don't even think Bubbles is going to be caught by so fast, let alone help Blossom catch him, because Blossom is very much off the pace in this one. And as a result, she's kind of blocking anybody else from going anywhere, too. Because Danny has lap times almost comparable to the top three. Well, actually faster than everyone that isn't Twin Mill. But because Blossom is being an obstruction, Danny can't really use that speed to get a podium spot. Because I imagine he would be able to if Blossom were not there. I would take a brief look to the back of the grid. Oh, this is more like the middle. Buttercup may be trying to alleviate some pressure off of her sister here. But she's got quite the blockade to reach that goal. Falcon's got some handling under his belt. Dexter and Danny have the power. And while the Corvette doesn't necessarily lack the power, it doesn't really have all of it either. She may clear one obstacle, but I don't think so. And if Falcon will out handling you and keep that spot, then he will finally just kind of position himself to get around Blossom, so she just kind of has to give up on that idea. And just try and keep her X behind her. Which, when Dexter's doing things like that, becomes a little easier. I would tend to imagine, anyway. So, after a very uneventful final lap, Twin Mill will dominate this race. Pull off a miracle as Bubbles will actually take second to follow in the footsteps of her sister, who does the same in the last race. Said sister does come home with a significant 5th place. And then their other sister does clear Captain Falcon on the closing lap to take 7th place. Definitely the best overall result for Powerpuffs in this championship so far. And we've only got 3 rounds to go, and Twin Mill now has a 21-point advantage over XT3. And Danny has actually really gotten pretty close to XT3. I think Twin Mill may have one hand on the trophy already. His consistency has kind of proved that he doesn't really fall short of points very often. XT3 didn't at the start of this championship, but the last 2 rounds he had have definitely been bogeys. Mathematically, it's not technically impossible that Blossom's the first one we can't, actually. Mathematically, it's not impossible that, like, So Fast or Dexter or Buttercup couldn't win. I don't think Penelope has the car to close out even to win in the race, though, but I think Dexter could win if he got an opportunity to. So Fast, I think we all know can win if he wants to, and Buttercup has gotten close on a few occasions. She might actually have won a race, but I think really it's down to it's Twin Mill's thing to lose, and if he does lose it, he'll be probably kind of embarrassed because he has a huge margin with just 3 races to go. If XT3 even wins all 3 of the next races, as long as Twin Mill can still score 8 points a race, I'd say 7, but you can't score 7 points. If you can just keep the 4th places coming from now on, there's nothing XT3 can do to win. And if he really out finishes XT3 in the next race, yeah, like, if the XT3 misses the points again, or gets like 10th, if Twin Mill gets 2nd, he wins the championship. And if he gets 3rd, he has to at least tie. So XT3 is in effectively a must-score position to stay relevant. If he doesn't score, he will have a problem. And that will basically be it for this penultimate episode of Act 17. I guess here would be to hoping that the last episode's actually interesting, with Classic Silverstone Brands Hatch, where I would expect Buttercup to do well to give him the chance by the starting grid gods, and finish off at good old Monza, as usual. Well, I say as usual, it's usually been Mugello or Monza, or the Nürburgring North Course. It's pretty rare that we do many other tracks to finish it off.